All right, I'd like to welcome everybody for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm not going to being here. Before we get started, I'd like to go ahead and read the ethics statement. According to North Carolina State Government Ethics Act, duty of all board members that any conflicts of interest, appearances of conflicts of interest with respect to any of business before the board today, and refrain from voting in matters where there is a conflict. Are there any conflicts with any of the board members today?
No.
All right. All right. We'll move right on forward. All right. Yes, you're good with this.
We're going to open up a rulemaking hearing for public comment. December 3rd, 2025. North Carolina Locksmith Licensing Board hereby convenes this public hearing to receive information and comments regarding proposed permanent rule changes for the following rules. 21 NCAC 29.0103 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0104 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0105 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0106 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0107 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0201 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0202 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0204 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0206 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0501 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0502 amendment. 21 NCAC 29.0505 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0506 adoption. 21 NCAC 29.0705 adoption. And 21 NCAC 29.0802 amendment. This hearing shall be conducted in accordance with provisions of the Administrative Procedure Code, Chapter 150B, Article 2A of the North Carolina General Statutes. My name is John Jeffries. I serve as the Vice Chair for the Board, and I will preside over this hearing. Let the record further show that the Board, through publication of these rules, issued written notice setting this matter for hearing at 12:08 on December 3rd, 2025. At the offices of the Council for the Board at 2710 Wycliffe Road, Suite 220, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27607. Let the record show that today is December 3rd, 2025. It is currently 12:08 p.m. and this hearing is being conducted at the office of the Council for the Board is published. The notice of text was filed with the North Carolina Office of Administrative Hearings on October 24th, 2025. The notice of proposed rules were published on the board website and distributed to the board interested parties listed on October 24th, 2025. The proposed rules were posted on the website of the North Carolina Office of Administrative Hearings and the North Carolina Register on November 17th, 2025. At this time, anyone who would like to speak, provide public comment on proposed permanent rules will have that opportunity. Additionally, the record will be open until the end of the comment period, which is January 16th, 2026. Is there anyone present who wishes to comment on the proposed rules? Hearing none, I'm going to continue. Seeing that there's no one else who wishes to comment on the rules, this public hearing. Okay, we're gonna keep it open until we get done with the bid, and I'll come back and I'll close it out at that time. So
let's do like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Just to make sure they walk in.
Okay, all right. Okay. So here, I'll turn it back over to the chair.
All right. All right. We need everybody got a copy of their agenda. Need a motion on the floor to approve the agenda for today.
I'll make a motion.
Motion say all in favor. Any opposed? All right. We're going to have. All right. Okay. Has everybody got a chance to read the previous meeting that was tonight by Barton? Okay, we need approval on that, we need approval of motion making.
You did approve the ones from December.
Yeah, okay, let's go back, let's step back, ma'am. There's one from December 2024. Hard sent out, they got overlooked, didn't get approved, I need a motion for to approve these.
Make one.
Got a motion, all in favor of approving the 2024, from December? All in favor, any opposed? Thank you. And approved. Okay, now approving of the minutes, previous meetings that we've already sent out, we got to need a motion on the floor for that.
I'll make a motion.
And a second. Second. A motion and a second, all in favor? Any disapproved? Okay. All right. The financial report, we run on the financial report, I appreciate you sending that, that was well done. We need a, approval of the financial report, motion for a motion, second. All in favor? And that, or any disapproved? Motion carries. All right, so legal. I guess that's okay.
Yeah, we've just been keeping an eye out to see if any public comments are coming through with regard to rules for which we've had the momentum hearing today. Otherwise, we don't have any pending legal matters to bring before you today. Assembly's not in session right now, so I don't have any legislative updates to bring to you at this time.
Guess the next term is me here. I don't have much support on it. It's been really quiet this month, considering I've had a few things I've seen, but it's been kind of quiet. Well, I would like to take this moment and tell you how I've enjoyed being on this board today, my last day. Being that meeting, my time is up December 31st. Met some very nice people, and I've enjoyed being here, and I've enjoyed it, and I know that we're going to continue to do good work and keep things alive and all that. But I have enjoyed it. It's been fun, you know, just done a lot of reading, a lot of things that's been sent to me. I read a lot of stuff. I never do, I didn't read, but I read a lot of stuff for my job, so it's to understand all that stuff you do, and I can get through it. Y'all, you do a really good job at rough stuff.
We do write a lot of stuff.
But I'm not going to bore you to death with that. I do have enjoyed it, and I appreciate all the support that everybody has given. Board office report,
Just a few things are included in your packet, and posted on the website and on the General Assembly's, website. Our last meeting was October 1st, and we had, our annual report and office due October 31st, so y'all, didn't get a chance to necessarily review these. I may have emailed them to you, and now you have them. These are filed and publicly available. You annually with a third-party auditor, and as well as activity report last fiscal year. I will recognize John to talk about stuff you can do on the website and survey. And that would be of interest to the board and to the field, just improvement.
Was that public hearing for you in connection to this?
yes.
Is there anyone wishing to, publicly speak about the rules that we spoke of earlier in this hearing? All right, seeing no one else wishing to make a comment on the rules, the public hearing is now adjourned. Time is 12:14 p.m. All right. As far as the end of that, that's bad. I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch, but I know a little bit. I know some people know a lot more than I do. I've consulted with them. Well, I came to a consensus that the issues I was running into was permissions. So, wrote a letter or email and Martin before, was serving for support, trying to get those permissions unlocked, so we can change a lot of stuff on surveys we've been complaining about, because obviously they don't want to do it for us. I'll try to do that. The issue we were having with the website, where some people were going to it, and it was saying it was unsafe, and this and the other. They configured that out. There was a conflict in the security, the SSL, which security certificate basically just, it's there to try and prevent robots and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I tried to dig into it, but found out that there was on older browsers, people type in www dot and then nclockmanboard.org. You put that www in there, the security certificate said, no, not good, and was kicking it out. So we went in and changed it to where now when you put that in, it ignores the www, reverts you back to locksmith, nclocksmithboard.org, and passes the security certificate. So now it's past that. So where the issue was coming up was in old browsers and people doing stuff the old way. I think we've solved it. So Martin, if we get any more complaints, that let me know on how to replicate it, and I can go back and dig in and see if we can do something else. But I believe the change in the settings solved it. Now, on the plus side of that, it cost us exactly zero. Fix what I got fixed. So from a budgetary standpoint, it was awesome. We didn't buy anything, or we already had all the tools we needed. We just had to put them and rearrange them in the box correctly. And hopefully that did solve the entire problem. The real issue with it is that, I don't know if we have confirmation, but the feeling is that people are getting that message and are using that as an excuse not to renew or follow through with getting the license because of that error. So hopefully we just kill that excuse. Sorry for a long explanation, but that's what I've done so far. That's why I haven't gotten the video out between last meeting and this meeting, because I've been working on this, trying to make sure that we get revenue streams versus views.
Speaking of John, how is channel looking? Have you got any comments or any?
There's been a bunch of comments on the last meeting. I haven't looked at it in a few days, but I mean, it was over 200 some views on the meeting, and I have not seen any negative comments. And the only, and I don't count this as negative, but the only constructive criticism that I have seen is that people said the audio need to be improved for the meeting. I think we've taken steps to do that, so we'll see how it goes after this one's aired. But there again, I take that as constructive criticism, not as a negative comment. And we've taken that into account, and I can't quote that person that said that, but if they're watching this now, we listen and we try to improve, and if it's not better, then let us know. We'll try to do something else. So we're trying to listen and be responsible.
Thank you. All right. Examination committee, Diane, you got anything going on with that?
I do not. I didn't proctor the last exam. I will be on the 13th of December in Asheville.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
And Eric and I'll send you that list too of test takers as soon as it's done.
Okay. Do you know if it's a big class?
It's around 9 right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, 8. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Small.
Small, but there's still time.
Still coming in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
People turn up. If you need assistance, let me know. I'll be pretty
Okay. We'll do. We'll do. Thank you.
Eric and I proctored one in Burlington on November 8th.
How many people?
Pretty big. That was 14. 14, 13 passed. So that was pretty good. We had one in Pitt at community college on October 4th, which was 3 days after our last meeting. That was 15 people tested and 2 failed that exam, so 13 passed out of 15. I did have a little report. We had an applicant, who was in Charlotte. I've had a lot of requests about Charlotte. This guy was actually across the line in South Carolina. He found a rule that wants to, applicants, if they find a private testing center and they bear the cost, that they can, test it. He contacted York County, Technical Community College in South Carolina. They actually have a whole testing apparatus, and I sent them a field address, stamped envelope, or sent directly to the school, and they administered that on November 25th. And that gentleman passed, and I received it, all that. I am talking to them, since I'm not having luck with Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte, to see if your technical community college will host us. But I did want to run that by y'all today. Having the exam committee those up there. Are y'all fine with trying to use a school in South Carolina? Across the line?
Personally, as long as we're not absorbing an expense, because that was the whole reason for not using testing centers, they're absorbing the expense.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with it unless something or a complaint arises where they're not proctoring it correctly, or, where they're not holding the same standards as we are. I think as long as they're willing to cooperate with the same standards that we do, then I don't see an issue with it.
I do think we should send a board member down to, or myself down to do it. We're not just handing them keys. We're doing it the same standard. We do it in Asheville. Yeah. So I'm talking to them about it. So nothing approved yet, but Diane and Eric, we may be going to Charlotte. And David, we may be going to Charlotte or not.
My only question is there any issue with the test being done out of state? That's the only question I had.
The only thing I had was that the proctor, if they had the same person all the time, or they had someone as a consistent who feeling that that person was available, so.
I mean,
That'd be good to know.
honestly, if they have the ability, I don't see where it would be out of range for us to just request that testing time be recorded. They recorded the testing, so we could, if there was any questions, any arguments, we could go back if the board member wasn't present. We go back and review it.
Okay. Follow up and let me know. Those are what we would like to do. If the guy gets back to me. I sent an email, I think on Monday. Not waiting. That's all I've got. And then obviously Diane got her exam on.
The 13th.
Yeah.
I think.
I gotta get out of this.
And I'm catching every other word. I guess my speaker's not that good, but I heard something about testing in South Carolina. But Asheville, if it's in upstate South Carolina, Asheville is only 45 miles away.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree that it's not far, but this guy was in Charlotte and.
Oh, Charlotte. Okay.
Kind of emails, TPK, South Carolina.
Gotcha.
He was bound and determined to take a test in Charlotte, so he found a way and we made a way.
Okay.
That's cheap. Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, they charged him $25 to do it.
That's cheap.
Uh,
That's not bad.
They charge per person, and they charge up to a certain amount per person.
I don't know what the rubric is.
Much more about it.
I hope it's helping everybody where you you're not giving the test grades out now. Is that helping, Diane, you're not giving the scores?
Yes, yes, it is knowing that they're not going to be standing over you or getting a little irate if they missed the passing mark by one or two, and kind of doing it at my own pace when I get back home or what have you. Yes, a whole lot less stressful. Yes.
I think it's probably gonna be better off when all, everybody, was that last time that Jim Story and myself did it in Rocky Mount, that was really bad.
Yeah.
I hope it makes it better. Not giving them scores out, they standing around waiting. And not only that, people want to come in an hour and a half late, and can't understand why they can't take the test and stuff. So,
Right, right.
thank you so much for everything everybody does in that test. The times I did it, I enjoyed it. Most part, people were nice, you know. They were nice, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Unfinished business, we got any unfinished business party? Anybody got any unfinished business? Anybody? Anybody got any unfinished business you want to talk about? Somebody quiet today. New business, I guess this is back to my thing, but it's nomination of the 2026 office. This month, we're gonna have the floor open for, officers for 2026. We're gonna go ahead and do the chair first. If so, I make a motion that John Jeffries be the chair for 2026. Anybody would like to second that? Second that. All in favor? And any other nominations from the floor? I'm sorry. Anybody else? Any nominations from the floor? Yeah, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, John, at this point, we'll let John introduce it. It's gonna be his folks working for him. You go ahead and run it through the, nominate the other people for the rest of the year. Okay?
All right, I appreciate it, Larry. I'm gonna start off by saying it's been a pleasure serving under you for the past year. And we served together before I did, so.
So did, we worked together. I enjoyed it.
But with that said, we'll open nominations for vice chair. Do I have a nomination for vice chair? I will say that I personally will nominate Eric for vice chair, but anybody else that wants to put a nomination up there, feel free. All right,
I'll second the nomination with Eric.
all right. For a second, all in favor of Eric being next vice chair? Any opposed? All right, so Eric, congratulations, you're now going to be vice chair. So the floor up for secretary treasurer. I'll start off, I'll nominate David as secretary treasurer, for next year. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Yeah.
All right, any other nominations? Okay, so all those in favor? Ed? All right.
Aye.
All right. Wonderful, so that's the three positions. Now, as the incoming chair, I want to say this. Our first meeting here, February 4th, I can tell you right now, we're going to try and do a Zoom meeting before that because I want to get people sworn in. So we got an active board before losing a month. Number one. Number two, I would like you guys to either reach out to me or make a consideration about any committees you want to be on. I will send an email out to everybody about the committees I'm gonna put together. I definitely want to get somebody who will handle like social media and the videos and stuff like that, or put a committee together to do that. Liz, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I know you're a public member right now, but you get ready to come in and get sworn in. So hopefully you're into that kind of stuff. And if you are, then I would greatly welcome a volunteer yourself to be on that committee.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so anyway, there again, guys, figure out what you understand, what you want to do, and just let me know so we can put the committee together the first of the year and get things rolling. But beyond that, I'm gonna turn it back over to Larry.
Hey. Righty, we have some more outgoing members. I know I'm leaving, and then members.
Yeah,
Mike and Gary.
Mike's leaving, and Gary.
Yep.
Gary.
Here it is.
Yeah.
So Larry, you and Mike are both term limited. I have not heard, Garrett, I have not heard about your appointment yet or reappointment.
Well, I know I missed the last one, and it's bit busy attorney and stuff, but I see part of the privilege, I think, of any licensed profession, but especially mine, is being able to chime in. I mean, this is y'all's profession, y'all regulate it, and I've been happy to be part of the conversations. And I can't remember the particulars of my appointment, but I know that it was Governor Cooper, and I'm honored to even just have my name thrown in the hat and get in front of Barden. There are some times when I just can't come. Apologies for jumping in a few minutes late today. I've had a bunch of Zoom meetings and emails, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm glad I got to see, especially with Larry being outgoing. I've had some great conversations with y'all. And I think that to the extent that it's Zoom, even if there is something going on, if it's at 12, typically I can make it work. And so if there's a seat at the table that needs to be filled, and if my perspective is the perspectives I've offered, and knowledge I've gained would be valuable to the board for some other term, I don't know what the limits are. I'm fine with having my name thrown in the hat just like it was before. So.
Thank you. I'll share that with the governor's office.
You're not letting them know David Burton said he always appreciates Garrett.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the information you helped me with, set aside me, helping me with things I didn't understand on the legal side of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So Mary? I'm sorry, John.
We should stand for this. Larry, for your outstanding service to the North Carolina Licensing Board with the protection of the citizens of North Carolina from 2020 to 2025. It's been my honor to be with you, associated with you.
My honor been here.
And if anybody wants a picture, here, we'll turn.
I'll say this, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for your questions. Thank you. Yeah, enjoyed it. I'll miss y'all, but I know you're gonna do good work. And, Mike, out there, I enjoyed being with you. I believe you helped put me in the chairmanship job, and I appreciate you. Enjoyed you.
Well, now I thank the board for letting me the opportunity to serve as well. As a chance to be, I guess, the vice chair, and the secretary treasurer all over through the years. So I appreciate working with everybody, and it was a wonderful experience to be able to serve the state of North Carolina in this capacity. Look forward to running into you all in the future, and thanks everybody for a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Mike.
I'll tell you this. You served in every position while you were here, so don't think that you've escaped. Just gotten a pardon for a year or so.
Yeah.
Until you set back your way. They did it to me, so you might get that same fishing line hooked back at you too.
Okay, we'll see. Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Has anybody else got anything to bring before the board?
We took our public comments on the rules that we had started the meeting, but maybe we should make sure there are any other comments that we don't just offer anything else.
All right. So refer back to the beginning of the meeting in reference to Does anybody want to speak on those or have any comments?
Anything else
or-
besides the rules too.
Yeah, if we have any comments about anything, but specific about the rules, but any other comments from the public or anybody else? Okay, yes, sir.
I wasn't sure if the public comments were based for the rules or just, so I was just waiting. Obviously, I talk a lot. I'm wondering if there's a way that I could just end this versus reading it all out and have it either attached somehow as a link to the bottom of the video. So you guys can, or somehow so where people can read this versus me reading it out loud.
Well, I don't know.
You know how they do a link on certain videos where like,
Right.
you wanna read this? That's how
Right,
you wanna read it.
but it doesn't become part of the official. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't become part of the official meeting unless it's verbalized during the meeting. I don't know that we could publish something that hasn't been discussed verbally in the meeting.
I think it would be cleaner if you read it to keep the integrity of it, discussed.
Just trying to stay you guys
Yeah.
some bad link.
Okay.
Members of the board, I appreciate the opportunity to address the critical issue of compliance and enforcement, especially given the board's stated challenges of being a small fish in a big pond with limited resources. I must say the discussion regarding the compliance statistics from the last meeting, the board stated that my figures of 27.93% compliance among the online advertisers may be flawed, yet the board itself had no official data on
Can I
the.
interrupt? I'm sorry. I can barely hear you. I don't know about anybody else on Zoom, but I can barely hear you.
Get about midway where we can hear it. Everybody-
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was having trouble hearing myself, and I'm sitting right beside.
I think it'd be fine if he could sit in front of the microphone. I think we know that he's not a member.
There's one right there.
I could pay somebody $5 to read this for me. You've got better, audio skills than me. No papers.
Zero, I'll consider.
Okay. Members of the board, I appreciate the opportunity to address the critical issue of compliance and enforcement, especially given the board's stated challenges of being a small fish in a big pond with limited resources. I must address the discussion regarding the compliance statistics. The board stated that my figure of 27.93 compliant among online advertisers may be flawed, yet the board itself has no official data on the total number of licensed locksmiths, the percentage of who are institutional, or the number of who owns businesses. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Without basic licensing data, the board cannot accurately assess the scope of the problem or properly allocate its budget. I also acknowledge Mr. Jeffrey's crucial point. The market is flooded with unlicensed scamming entities. This reality makes the public ability to distinguish a legitimate locksmith essential. The current local compliance rate among our licensees is actively enabling this fraudulent activity. The board must reconcile its stated belief that it cannot address quote unquote children that are not theirs with its actual legal authority. The North Carolina statute requires all advertisements for locksmith services to include a valid license number. For both licensed and unlicensed individuals, advertising without the number is a self-evident violation. By prosecuting an unlicensed individual for the act of providing services as a costly investigative measure, the board has the authority to issue cease and desist letters and seek civil injunctions to stop the unlicensed advertising itself. The violation is visible on the screen, requiring no costly field investigation. The board is financially constrained, yet it is choosing to ignore the self-evident violation. To maximize the board's limited budget and provide immediate consumer protection, I propose a shift from a reactive victim-based investigation model to a proactive two-pronged enforcement strategy. I will provide the board with a list of online advertisers that I've compiled from several North Carolina cities. This list includes both licensed and likely unlicensed locksmiths. And crucially, it clearly identifies all businesses that are not displaying a license number in their advertisement. The board can use this list to cross-reference and isolate its own licensees who are non-compliant with the North Carolina advertising. The board then uses a low-cost compliance letter to force these individuals to comply. I'm sorry it's so long. This is the most fiscally responsible and immediate action the board can take to clean up its own house and right compliance far more effectively than spending thousands on a single victim investigation. The board can and should dedicate minimal administration time to sending cease and desist letters to declare self-evident violations by unlicensed advertisers who lack the required number. This simple action provides a low-cost deterrent and begins the official enforcement process that can lead to civil injunctions without the full immediate cost of a complex victim investigation. The goal is simple. By enforcing the advertising statute where the violation is self-evident, we immediately raise compliance among licensees and provide a low-cost deterrent against unlicensed activity. Finally, providing the consumer with the protection the licensing law was designed to offer. Finally, to maximize the effectiveness of this proactive strategy and deliver real consumer protection, the board can address the issue of deliberate obscurity and empower the public. During my research, I have found that even compliant license numbers were often difficult to locate, buried in fine print. A hidden license number defeats the purpose of the law. I formally recommend the board adopts a three-part administrative and technical update. The board could adopt a new administrative rule requiring the valid license number be displayed in a predominant and easily accessible location on the website, be it the header, the footer, or the contact page. This defines a clear standard for compliance. The board could immediately prioritize and simplify its public-facing license verification process, since scammers can easily post fake numbers. The public must be able to instantly and reliably confirm the license validity. This simple technology improvement is the final essential step to ensuring the public can trust the license number they see. To multiply the board's limited enforcement resources, the board should publicly acknowledge and promote a simple process for both licensed practitioners and consumers to report suspected advertising violations by making compliance easy to check and non-compliance easy to report. The board could leverage a statewide network of licensed practitioners and consumers to assist in its efforts. By adopting this unified and proactive approach, the board can immediately raise compliance among its licensees, provide a low-cost deterrence against unlicensed activity, and finally give the consumer the clear protection and licensing law was designed to offer. So, I'm sorry I had to read it. I thought it would be easier, but I understand that. So, having said that,
You email me a copy of it.
so I have it printed. I have a USB flash drive, so you don't have to retype all the stuff. Hopefully it's correct. I did have somebody who is not a locksmith do that for me so that it wasn't biased in any way. I just said, this is the information we're looking for. Their statistics are actually a little bit higher than mine were at the last meeting, because they also, several of the locksmiths who advertise in multiple cities without license numbers, they actually cross-referenced them, wiped them off, because on my numbers, say you would have 3 unlicensed ads with the same name, same address and everything, and that was in my statistics from last week. So they were a little more proper or more thorough. So, and whatever all that's worth. Just a suggestion to get into the, I understand it may take a couple, year and a half. But if it just got down to the consumers go to the website and they see the license number and that's the norm instead of the unnorm, that it might start changing the process. And then again, all the scammers, if they know that it's coming down, that if you don't have your stuff right, it's easier to track them. And then if they do put a fake number, well, now they're specifically doing something illegal. So, anyway, thank you very much.
Anyone else? Need to make public comments? All right. And with that being said, I'm going to finalize the hearing. So there were 12:14. We are definitely closed public comment at 12:46 p.m. because we have no one else want to wish to comment on the rules. That is now adjourned. I believe you're going to put up for adjournment for the whole meeting, right?
Yeah, sure am. Before we adjourn, the next meeting will be February 4th. I believe John's going to have one before them Zoom meeting. The second meeting will be April the 1st, June the 3rd, August the 5th, October 7th, and December 2nd. And if there's nothing else coming forward, I'd like to make a motion for to adjourn. Second. All in favor of adjourning? Any opposed? We'll adjourn this, and I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that. And hopefully one day I'll see some of y'all again. And my
Y'all as well.
on me.
Same to you, Larry.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Same to you.
Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Being a part of being on the Zoom. Thank you.
How big are we on the TV there? This is my 15 minutes of fame. Is it big? I should have got my haircut before the meeting. Larry, I'm gonna put on my thing to send you an email and give you a call because I've enjoyed talking to you just about other stuff besides locksmithing. All right. And y'all do have a good Christmas, and Catherine will see you at the next in-person one, I hope.
Thank you.
You definitely forget. I took a picture. How big you look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
You check there.